Hi guys, good morning to all of you. Can you hear me loud and clear? If yes, give me a number one right now. If you hear me loud and clear, press number one right now. All right, you can see the ones are coming in. So it's all good to go. All right, let's start our session, okay? Shall we? Record. Okay, so today's the 15th of April, 2025. I'm still in Jakarta. Today will be a very important day for us because we have a lot of people coming in to listen to the CRAZII system, and I'm pretty sure that I should be able to convince them to utilize this system. And of course, if we do have that, we have a breakthrough, a massive crowd coming in, and we hope that this will become a milestone for all of us, right, in Singapore too. All right, so without further ado, let's start into details. Disclaimer apply as usual. Okay. Let's us now go to the market and we'll see what do we have for today. Okay, all right, let's go. Now today's market is going to be very interesting. This morning when I was doing the revision, I mean the market outlook, right? I spotted a few key things. So maybe you need to take some pen and paper to write down some information. Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm trying to get myself in line with it. Okay. All right, so let's look at the Dow Jones first to begin the start of the day at the Dow Jones, yeah? Okay, so what happened for the Dow Jones? Let's take a look. Now, the Dow Jones this morning opened at 40,431, and the MLP is 40,493. So when you see the two numbers are very near to each other, right? Very high chance it could be a DJDD. Now, DJDD stands for what? Doji Directional Day. Yeah, Doji Directional Day. Okay. So what is that supposed to mean? That means that the market has the potential to go into a single directional move today. Okay, so where would it be going, right? So the upside and downside, I'll spell it to you right now. All right, the upside where it can go is here. If the market stays above OP, first of all, the first resistance in the phase, it will be the pivot 2 at 40,783. So this level has to be broken. Now, do note this is a pivot 2, right? What happened? Yes, indeed, this is the inverse pivot, yeah? Now, I'm in the hotel doing this, so the internet connection may not be that fantastic. So you bear with me. If you cannot see, just look at the drawing, all right? So what happened over here is that the market has to break 40,783. And if the market can break above it, then the market could go all the way to this technical point, which is 41,432. Now, unless Donald Trump has something up his sleeve, if not, I think the tariff has come to the end of it itself. All the this and that between them, I think we come to an end, if you ask me yourself. So I believe that this is where the market may start to really relook at the situation and go into reality mode, which the tariff is going to happen. So on the downside, if the market base stays below OP, then the first target it will be here, which is the KCL at 39,569. Now, from where we are right now, it's a 1,000 point drop also. So it's like, okay. Now, this chart recently looked very small, just like a normal chart, right? But if you look at the range itself, it's incredible. So this particular yellow bar, the range is 260 points. So even a small bar like this yesterday is already worth 500 points range. So don't see the chart very small, but actually it's a very big range chart, yeah? Okay. All right, so take note of that. Okay, now one thing to note is that you can see this one, the low getting higher, right? Okay, the low is getting higher, but the KSI, if you notice, is actually red in color. So what does it mean? It actually speaks volume. It actually tells us that, right, this could be an elephant trade, a potential downside elephant trade setup, all right? So it means that if the market is going up, all right, but yet the KSI is red color, the market cannot break the low, which is here. Now, this number I mentioned just now in the commentary is 39,923. 39,923. So I'm going to be upfront here, guys. If the market goes below OP, I will short a little bit, okay, because the KSI is red. Then if the market actually goes down below 39.23, then I will definitely short harder. All right, all clear? If all clear, press number 2 right now. Okay. All right. Now, why is that so? Because you can see it's a doji day. Then it's now kind of resisted by the MLP, and it's the MA30 is on top of us, which is adding the pressure. So only if the market breaks below OP, then I will sell a bit, yeah. Then if the market breaks the previous low, then I sell more. Okay, it's not the other way around. Okay. Okay, that will be the Dow. So upside, I tell you, right, the upside will be this number, 40,783 for the pivot 2. Yeah, that's upside. Now, S&P 500. S&P 500 is a bit different compared to the Dow. The Dow KSI is red. The S&P is KSI is green. So it's more favoring to the upside at hamper moment, yeah. But the thing is this, you look carefully, right? Interesting, the MA30 for S&P is 5460. And this OP is 5392 and the MLP is 5406. Okay, so that means that this is also a DJDD, yeah. So the thing is this is also an inverse pivot day, all right. So very simple, this guy opens between the pivots, hence therefore likely to trade within the pivots too. And because it's DJDD, right? I mean that's where it can go two sides. One, you're gonna go up again to retest. Now this is a very interesting high here. Every time you hit about 50, every time you hit about 54.75, that's where it gets itself resisted, 5475. But the downside itself, right, today it can be actually going to this point here to cover the KCB, and that's 5276. Okay, so 5276. Okay, so the upside is 5475, the downside is 5276. Now with the KSI green and the KCX black, of course, it's favoring to the upside, yeah. So that's why S&P at the moment now is more towards the upside. Okay, all right. But of course, it's quite interesting. The Dow is going to go down, then of course S&P can't be going that much, right? So it's going to be interesting here. So to me, is that right? Just watching this closely, S&P. If the S&P can break down, but because the KSI is green, it's not going to be elephant trade too. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next market is a gold market. Now gold has been trying to go up, right? You can see the previous day high was 32.45. Yesterday high was 32.45. So which means that this 32.45 has become a very strong resistance for the market, 32.45. Just shy of the 32.50 that I gave, yeah? Okay, so very simple. If the market breaks above 32.45, then theoretically speaking, there'll be a free flow all the way to 32.94 for today, okay? If the market chooses to go up, yeah? All right, for today. Now, the downside itself is clearer because the downside is below pivot 2. This is a normal pivot. So below OP, below pivot 2 is a classic sell. So therefore, the first technical point I can go for will be 31.75. 31.75. Yep. Okay. So the upside itself can be as high as 32.94. The downside itself can be as low as 31.75. Okay, 31.75. All right, all clear? If all clear, press the next number right now. Okay. Okay, so that is the Dow market, and let's look at some currencies. The euro. All right, if you don't see any diamonds, just click and then refresh. The diamonds and the rest should be popping up very soon. Okay, here we go. So what we can see is that on this day, there was a 4 diamonds up on the screen. So you put a closing price at the line over here. So the market next morning open, even though it's very high, it continued to go higher. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Every time when I see there is a diamond, all right, I'll also put a line and the next day to enter for buy or sell. It's kind of cool. If it's supposed to go up, right, it should go up. If it doesn't, it's not supposed to go up, right, you see it will be hanging and staggering around there. So, and that's where usually we have careful, the market's going to move here. All right, so for the euro currency today, it's trading between the two pivots at 1.1344. MLP is very nearby, right? 1.3307. So what happened is simple. The market basically holds our MLP. The market can actually continue to rally up to here, which is 1.14994. Okay. All right, but the thing is, if the market do come down instead, then the pivot 2 at 1.12631 will be the first support level. Yeah. Of course, there's a technical point at KCB at 1.11955. Okay, so that is the thing here. All right, next market I want to share with you today is the market called crude oil. Now, personally, I'm watching crude oil closely because crude oil has plunged quite badly, and then the KCX is blinking. So very, very soon there will be a CCRY. If it happens, then that will be a turning point to buy. All right, the lowest point, obviously, as you can see carefully, this is the Parex error. This is where the thing turns green, right? You see that? But the next day, the market went even lower, break the low, then recover. So that's why usually when I see the KSCX very green, right? The next day, I just need the market to break the previous low and recover. I think that's a very safe bet there. So yeah, very simple bet to play on. It's only available for day chart, yeah. So now for today's crude oil, like you can see that okay, that it has to break above the OP mark, which is 61.55, which is now above, and above MLP 61.64. So I think that the market will go for 62.57 first, and then after that, if it breaks through, the next number will be 66.66 already. All right, so I give you some time. So the market breaks above 62.57. Again, it's as usual. We give 1 week break. So break the 60.57, then the market should be going higher. And I think it'll be going to the 666.66 level. This is the KCB right here itself. Now, of course, when the crude oil price goes up, definitely the economy usually is the one that pulls it up. So does it mean that the stock market is going to go up? Well, it depends. Normally, in a normal situation, when the Dow Jones go up, crude oil go up, then everybody happy. But now with inflation, the cut itself, right, may not be exactly the same. So nonetheless, watch out for 62.57. Don't break, then the market will continue to sell. Because this actually is also a downside elephant trade, because this guy is going upwards, but the KSI is all the way red. So the downside can be as low as 55.17. So let's see and hope that all these numbers don't happen to the individuals today. All right. Okay, guys, that will be all for this morning revision session. We now go into the revise of yesterday's market. Okay, let's go into that. We'll take a short break.